Title: She stood there in her wedding dress, smiling, while I walked in wearing the same jacket she buried me 2 years ago, their biggest mistake. Start: The church went silent the second I stepped in. Her laughter died mid-echo, still hanging in the air like smoke. She stood at the altar, a vision of white silk and deceit, staring at me as if the dead had learned to walk. Her lips parted, the bouquet slipped from her trembling hand, and I smiled, because I was supposed to be a memory, the ghost she and my best friend buried 2 years ago. Literally. The priest froze. Her father turned white, and when she whispered, "You're supposed to be dead," I just dropped the death certificate she forged and said, "I'm here to return the favor." 2 years ago, I was the man she swore she couldn't breathe without, and he, Daniel, was the brother I never had. We grew up together. Every scar on my body had a story he was part of. Every dream I chased, she was in. I trusted them both with everything: my business, my heart, my life. The three of us built an empire from nothing. Late nights, coffee-stained plans, promises whispered like prayers. I thought we were unbreakable. But betrayal never comes from strangers. It comes from the ones who know exactly where to cut. The accident was planned down to the second. The brakes on my car failed as I drove along the cliffs outside Marseille. I woke up to twisted metal, salt air, and blood in my mouth. The flames were closing in when the explosion hit. They thought it finished me. It didn't. A fisherman dragged me from the wreckage, burned, broken, but alive. The police report said I was dead. The autopsy? Falsified. My body? Cremated. All arranged by her. By them. I lay in a hospital bed for months, watching my own funeral on a grainy screen. She cried beautifully. Too beautifully. Daniel stood behind her, hand on her shoulder, wearing my watch. That was the first time I wanted to kill them. But wanting wasn't enough. Pain is a great teacher. Silence a better weapon. When I finally walked again, I disappeared. Changed my name, changed my face just enough. Watched them from the shadows. They sold my company. Bought a mansion, started a foundation in my name. Irony wrapped in luxury. I spent the next 18 months rebuilding what they destroyed. Offshore accounts, private investigators, leverage. Every dirty secret they hid became a tool in my hands. Every lie, a nail for their coffin. And then, last month, I got an invitation. You are cordially invited to the wedding of Daniel Carter and Amelia Ross. Amelia. My Amelia. The dress code said formal black tie. I chose the jacket she buried me in. I planned every step of that day. My lawyer sat in the car outside, holding the evidence. Forged signatures, stolen assets, emails that would burn their reputations beyond repair. Every guest in that church was about to watch the truth unravel. But I didn't come for courtrooms. I came for closure. When I walked down that aisle, her eyes widened in horror. Daniel's smile collapsed into confusion, then fear. "Impossible," he breathed. "Not quite," I said. "Just inconvenient." Her father clutched his chest, whispering prayers under his breath. The guests started murmuring. Cameras lifted. I took my time. Every step echoed. "I wanted to return something," I said, voice calm, steady. "You gave me a death certificate. I thought it's only fair I hand-deliver yours." I dropped a folder at Daniel's feet. Inside, proof of their crimes. Fraud, embezzlement, attempted murder. Signed, sealed, undeniable. He bent down to pick it up and saw the USB drive taped inside. I leaned close. "Press play after the ceremony," I whispered. "Or don't. It'll play itself in 15 minutes anyway. His face drained of color. I turned to her. She couldn't even meet my eyes. You planned my death on our anniversary, I said quietly. Right down to the flowers in the car. Roses? Your favorite. You really thought that was love? Her mascara ran like ink. I didn't mean... Save it, I said. You already wrote my eulogy. The police arrived before the vows could finish. The USB drive had done its job. A live feed projected onto the big screen behind the altar. Bank transfers, voice recordings, a video of her whispering, "Make sure he doesn't come back this time." The gasps were louder than any choir. Daniel tried to run. The priest blocked him. Her father collapsed onto the pew. And Amelia? She just stood there, frozen, like marble cracking under the weight of truth. I didn't need to say anything more. I walked past her, past the chaos, past the ruins of what they built on my grave. As I reached the door, she whispered behind me, voice trembling, desperate, "Why didn't you just stay dead?" I turned slightly, met her eyes one last time. "Because you didn't bury me deep enough." By sunset, they were both in custody. The story hit every major channel by nightfall. CEO returns from the dead to expose betrayal and fraud. Poetic. I watched the footage alone from a hotel room across the street from the same church. The champagne on their table was still unopened. I didn't smile. Not really. Revenge isn't joy. It's closure wearing a darker suit. They took my life. I took their legacy. Fair trade. Now, sometimes I walk by that cliff again. The wind still smells of salt and fire. My reflection in the water doesn't look the same anymore. Maybe that's the point. People say revenge consumes you. They're wrong. It clarifies you. I didn't come back to haunt them. I came back to finish the story they tried to end. And as far as I'm concerned, it's done. Their biggest mistake wasn't killing me. It was thinking I'd stay dead.